Hey there, kiddo." My father grinned and waved at me from behind the wheel of his car as he pulled up outside our house. "Daddy," I shouted. I dropped the ball I'd been playing with and ran to him. "How's it going?" he asked, closing the car door behind him. "Good," I said. I gave him a hug. I was about half his height. He seemed so tall. "Haven't seen you in a while," he smiled, tousling my hair. "Your mom won't let me." "I know," I said, and followed up with a standard request. "Show me a trick." "You wanna see one?" he asked. He knew I was always a ready audience. "Yes," I said, hopping up and down. He slid a deck of cards out of his shirt pocket. He shuffled gracefully. It was a smooth, practiced action. I loved the sound it made. Watched as he cut with one hand, sprayed the cards from one palm to the other. "Pick a card," he told me. "Don't let me see it." I did. The Queen of Hearts. "Now put it back in the deck," he said. I slid the card into the middle of the deck. He shuffled again. Then he gave me the cards. "Shuffle them up so I can't find it." I did. He took the cards back from me, pretended to concentrate for a moment, and then pulled the Queen of Hearts from the top of the deck. "Is that it?" I clapped and laughed. "Another," I demanded. He took a $50 out of his pocket. My father was the only person I've ever known that had a $50 in his pocket. With a flourish, he grabbed it with one hand out of the pinched fingers of the other. "Which hand is it in?" he asked. I thought I'd be clever and picked the one least likely to have a coin in it. I was wrong, and to prove I didn't have a chance, he showed me the other hand, and it wasn't there either. I'd seen this trick before, but it was still great. "Another," I shouted. "Okay," he said. "In just a minute." He stood up straight, glancing around our suburban street. "You wait here, sweetheart," he told me. I don't know where he got it from, but I noticed that he was trying to hide a rather large butcher knife behind one leg. Where did he get that from? Amazing. He placed his free hand gently on my shoulder. "I'm going to go into the house for a minute, make your mother disappear, and then we'll have all the time in the world for magic. Sounds good?" I nodded. "Play with your ball," he told me warmly as he walked up to the front door, the knife still hidden behind one leg. So I did, and wondered what trick I'd get to see when he came back. Close eye, fall in sleep. There was something alarmingly familiar about it, like a long forgotten memory resurfacing, rotten and decayed, torn at the edges, now reduced to nothing but an unreliable reel of faded filmic images flashing before my eyes. I quietly snuck out my daughter's room and called my mom, the strange words echoing softly in the back of my mind. I could remember my grandma sitting at my bed, her wrinkly hands stroking my neck gently, a somber gaze wandering from my door to me, then back to the door again. "Close eye, fall in sleep," she whispered hoarsely, leaning in close, ancient wrinkles dancing as her face tensed. I squirmed, but couldn't free myself from her vice-like grip. Old, spindly fingers digging into my soft skin like feral claws. "Aubrey?" my mom answered. "Is everything okay?" Yeah, I stammered. "I was just wondering." I couldn't have been older than 3, 4. because my grandma died days before I turned 5. One of my earliest memories, I think, and the only one I have of my grandmother. My mom always told me she was a witch, a real witch, old country beliefs. I was just thinking about Grandma Idora, I said. Oh yeah? Mom replied. That's strange, I had a dream about her not too long ago. I remember I screamed as my grandmother tightened her grip, those piercing fingers wrapping around muscles and sinew, her eyes wide open and her face frozen in a terrifying expression. It must have been back when I was 3 or 4, I said, throwing brief worried glances into Penelope's room. She was putting me to bed. Oh, that's strange, my mom said. She hardly ever did that. Are you sure it was her? I remembered she leaned in close. Her crooked nose nearly touched mine. Her gaze unflinching and intense. Positive, I said. She whispered this strange phrase to me, and I don't know. She did what? My mom said, her voice cracking. I remember her tongue hanging out, drool dripping down on my chin. Then she whispered it again, only this time it was like the words formed inside my head. Close eye, fall in sleep. I said, that's the phrase. I know it's probably nothing, but I just heard Penelope whispering those very same words in her sleep, and I don't know. I'm just curious about the origin, I guess. That's impossible, my mom said. You must be mistaken. The last thing I remember from that night is my grandmother's hair brushing against my face as she bobbled her head up and down, rhythmically. Why is that? I asked. I heard Penelope moving relentlessly in her bed. Because, my mom said, your grandmother was born a mute. She never spoke a word in her life. The door to Penelope's room suddenly slammed shut. A hoarse whisper crept into my ears, a raspy murmur devoid of human qualities. Close eye, fall in sleep. I know when my husband is cheating on me. It's funny, something like 60% of marriages end in infidelity. But you never think it'll be yours. There are so much articles on it too. How to tell, what signs to watch for. Is he spending too much time at the office or just working hard? Crappy episodes on daytime TV, some silly girls sobbing as it's all revealed. These articles, shows, dramas, they're for weaker women. I knew the moment my husband didn't love me anymore. Oh, it started small. He'll smile more for no reason. He'll laugh at little things she says or does. Things that he would have never in a million years found funny if you said them. And it will only get worse. His face would light up like a sun when he sees her. And he will see her. You cannot stop it. She's everywhere in his life. Invasive like a cancer or a leech. Sucking all of his attention and love away from you. And then, even worse, his friends, your friends, will notice. They'll tell you they've never seen him before like this. How happy he is. It's enough to make you sick. And finally, he'll tell you. Tell you he's never felt love like this before. That he doesn't know how he lived without her. Well, something had to be done, obviously. I love my husband. I'm not having some little temptress steal him away from me. What kind of a woman would I be then? No. So I took matters into my own hands. Thank God she's still little. I don't think I could have drowned her that easily if she could walk just yet.